Hey, it's me, your friendly neighbour, Shepherd Tamer, checking for another episode of the Minecraft Build Theory. Our new Let's Play type thing where we teach you how to build houses like the one behind me. We even do interiors now, apparently. That's a thing that we've started doing. Which I still love this interior so much. I think it's great. Let me downstairs. Today we need to sort our food issue because we're currently just eating berries, which are nice and everything, but like they're not sustainable. It's really not a good diet for a dog. But we're gonna sort it by creating our village butcher. So, if we're gonna create a village butcher, we're gonna need some materials. Materials we're gonna use are these in here. We've got a few more planks than needed, but pretty much the rest of it is all going to be used up in this build. So first we need to sleep because it's already gotten dark. Then we're going to jump into it. So let's do this. So to start this off, it's going to be the normal way that we do this here, but we're going to go 7 back on this side. So we've got 5, 6, 7. Then we're going to go across this way for 9 blocks. So you just splatter them in as of where you want to. So here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There we go. And then you just want to connect these up on each side, just going through, popping in the blocks as you see fit for each thing. And as I say, with all of these, you can make a pattern if you want to. I've gone one too far out on that side, and then you just carry on going through it, because creating the pattern will work out better for you in normal design route, but for this you can be a little bit more random with it if you want to. Now this one you're going to miss out because that's where your door is going to go. Then you want to go up by 2 and just fill in all of this with different amounts of all of the different blocks. So let's speed through it. And then just connect up that block there. So there you go. That is the base of this all done. Now we are going to go back later on and add some other stuff in detailing for the build on the bottom here. But for now, we're just going to carry on. So what you want to do is grab your spruce logs, grab your trapdoors at the same time. Now, first and foremost, we are going on this side where the door is, and you want to grab your spruce stairs and your spruce slabs. We're going to do our standard upside down stair, slab, upside down stair, slab, upside down stair, slab, upside down stair. Pop in one of those on each of the edges, and then halfway through popping another one. So you got 2 sidewards, 1 up, 2 sidewards, 1 up for this end. Then across the back, what you're going to do is go to do 1 up, kind of like how you have with the first side, and we're just going to follow this route of doing things all the way across so that you get all of these little partitions in the wall all the way through it. Now up here, build these up by 2. They want all of these, you can build them all up by 2 at this point, because we're going to be adding our concrete and diorite. So we're going to be building that bit up as we go as well. So if you just start by building these up by 2, and then slowly but surely they will grow like the rest of it. So then grab your concrete, grab your diorite, and just start doing, as we always say, as much random as you want. With these side bits, what you're going to want to do is have a window as well on these, so you can leave one in on the side facing the log in the middle. On this one here, we're going to have a window so it comes up to there, but on these ones we are going to leave completely blank for all of it, and these are going to be filled in. This one here we're going to have as a window as well. Same on this side, we're going to have a little window, but these bits we're going to have completely blank again. So let's fill these in this one will have a window, and this window is going to face inwards to this side. So we're going to fill it up to there. Then we can build these up 2 more and carry on with our window and design. So you get the 2 block gap for the window. Okay. Now what we did miss out is on each of these corner ones where the wood is a little bit weird. We're going to add a trapdoor just to section it off. As you can see there, kind of like how we have over there on each of these corner bits, just so it gives it a little bit added flavor, and then that way you don't get the weird connection on all of these as well, which just gives the feel of it being a much more finished build for something like this, as opposed to having wood that is kind of connecting at weird angles on the corners, because you wouldn't expect the wood to go that way on a normal build that you'd see in real life. So there we go. Now that that's added in on this build, we're just going to fill in all of this stuff with the diorite, the concrete, and the wood. So let's fast forward this bit. And there we go. So we got this main point of the build all built up. Now, what I do with all of these is I make sure that all of these are facing down, if you were wondering, when you're going across the middle point. There's a reason for that. It's just the way I do things. It makes it look a little bit better when it's all the way down, because you can see the full structure and then these are secured into it. It just adds a little added feeling of security for it. Now, going further onto this, what you can do is start your roof. I know, right? Crazy thinking about roofs already. It's only just started this build. How can you already be on the roof? Well, I'll tell you what, because that's what comes next. So building out by 1 and then popping that on there to get you exactly where you need to be to start this roof. Oh, I didn't get it back. What you can do just before we go too far ahead is add in the window panels. So adding these on all of the windows, and then you can run back through and add the actual glass on the windows as well for all of these. So once again, let's speed forward of this very mundane task. So now the mundane tasks are done, what we're going to do is start this roof. So this is the same type of roof as what we had on the last build. So we just go normal stair for the trim, understair, block, stair, understair, block, and a stair, and you just keep bringing this up to the middle point. This just adds that nice flavor that we got over there, and also keeps it in running with the rest of the build. So this village all having the same roof just gives it that added ouch feeling of being the same. So if we pull that one up by 1, pop that on there, and we can start again. So we've got an understair, a block, a stair, understair, block, stair, understair, block, stair, and then you're right there at the end. What we're going to do on this one there is add a full block and a slab, and we'll come back to that once we have the other side in place. So let's add in our trim, add in the other side. Guess we should fast forward this. There's been a lot of fast forwarding in this one. Tell me what you think about the fast forwarding in the comments. Do you like having it included in this, or is it something that you'd rather I didn't do so that you had more time keeping up with what I'm doing? Which obviously you guys can pause at any point in any of this tutorial. Just make sure that you're up to where you want to be, because that's the great thing about watching YouTube, is you can pause me at any point and I won't get offended. I promise. I promise I won't get offended. But I'll see you once we've got this second side in. So then what we're going to do here is we're going to build up these middle points here. So much like with that house, what you're going to want to do is just grab your concrete and your diorite and your logs, but you're just going to want to build it up to the full height again. So doing it in a design or a pattern, completely your choice. There is no right or wrong way on how to do this, because that's the great thing about texturizing, is you can do it how you would like it to look and no one's going to be upset about it. If you want to use more diorite or more concrete, it doesn't matter. And the reason why we keep using diorite and concrete is because diorite gets such a bad rap as a block because of Iskall. We all know it. Most people are following what he said, which is fine if that's what you want to do, but the block itself has so many unique and varied textures that it just lends itself to so many different ways of building that it doesn't deserve the rap it gets. Now, I consider myself to be an alright builder in most cases, and obviously you looking at what B-Dubs does as well with his builds, you can see that it really lends itself nicely. So, just don't outcast your diorite too early. But what we're going to do now is add in this layer like we did on the other roof and just get all of this in. So we got the full blocks here, and you're just going to match what you've got of the spruce. So you're just going to pop your oak stairs across this line as well. And there we go. So let's get all of this in place. Fast forward time. Now, for this top of the house, we're not going to do it the same where we had the oak slab cutting it off. What we're going to add is some spruce stairs across all of here. Now, you may have seen this trick if you watch my hardcore series, because I did use it on that. Using spruce stairs, just running one route, and then run some slabs across the top of these, and it just gives it a nice little cap on the top of everything. And there we go. That's the main base of the house sorted, but there's still some more things to add. So let's get into those. So we're going to add a dormer roof. So 2 away from the edge. What we're going to do is just bust out these blocks here. Now, most people may think, why don't you just add it in during the first bit? And that's because it's always good to come back and see where your build needs it. Now, if you're wondering where I come up with all of the designs from these builds, or when I have the time to do it, because I'm always complaining that I have no time, we did these builds on stream. And if you haven't checked out our streams already, then what you doing with your life? Head over to twitch.tv/shepherd_tamer. We had an absolute laugh doing these, and a lot of the community helped me come up with some designs for some of the houses that we're going to be building later on in this series. So you may as well go and check it out and maybe get your suggestion added to some of these builds. But just getting this bit done here, doing the same roofing route that we use on all of our builds. Pop that in. And what we're going to do for this point here is just bring it across to there. One of those, one of those, one of those, one of those. Get rid of this middle block because it's not needed. Pop on one of these there, and we're going to add in some slabs just to run it across. So this point will have slabs, but obviously the main roofing does not. And there you go, dormer roof added to this little build. What you can do whilst you're up here is add in your glass for this layer, and we can add in our trapdoors and our leech just to give this a more finished look on this dormer roof, and it means we don't have to fill it back up using blocks like I have on the side of this build that I should probably get rid of. Okay, I'll be back with you in a second to do the added details down below. Okay, so just before we go down and do the front bit, what you're going to do, throw 2 fences here and a line of trapdoors, and then pop a lantern on the top there, just to give it a little added detail here. On this one, we did some fences down on one, so it just adds a little bit of difference for this one. So let's get that added to the other side. Now, with that added on that side, what we can do is pillar up here, go up by a couple. Now, on here, you're going to want to go to 2 down from there, pop 2 trapdoors, grab yourself a spruce stair, pop that in there. Now go down by a couple blocks, because what we're going to add is a little lighting feature. So you're going to need your 1 chain and 1 lantern, and just pop that on there. Just add something a little bit unique when you're walking up to the build, and it's got a little lantern feature on there. Now, to seclude this a little bit, or hide it slightly, I guess, what we can do is add a little window here. This is going to be for them to come up and purchase their stuff from the butcher. He's got this here so he can shut up shop when he needs to, but it needs something else, doesn't it? I know you were thinking it, I was thinking it too. So we are going to add in a little thing for this guy to have over his shop to just make it a little bit prettier. So we're going to go out by 3 blocks. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to go down by 1. So pop any block there as a temporary block. There you go. There we go. Now grab your fences, pop those there and on here. Now the reason why you're not doing it 1 out is because it just doesn't look as good when it's 1 further out. It needs that little support here as opposed to 2 fences here, because it just starts to look a little bit cramped if you do it as 2 fences there. Now, to stop anything from spawning, I know they can't realistically spawn on here with the light levels, but what you're just going to want to add, I've actually done this 1 too low. Wait, fix it quickly. There we go. So, grab your carpet and just layer them on top of these to just cover up any spawning spots, even though the light level means they couldn't spawn anyway. But, you know, better to be safe than sorry, because a little creeper can always make your day not be nice. But there we go. That's the build, now all done and dusted. Almost. There's one thing I want to add. So, for those of you that are wondering what we're going to add, it's going to be a chimney on the back of here. Also, you need to add in these spruce trapdoors, but I forgot to do that beforehand. But you can do that at any point. So, on the back here, what you want to do is add a 5 expanse of any of the blocks that we've used. Okay. Now, what we're going to do to just cheat is work out the height that we want our one to go to. Okay, because that's going to play in a lot to how you make this chimney work. So I'm going to go up to here, up 1 more, pop that there, add a stair, then go up 2 more. That's going to be where we actually have the campfire side of things. But first, what we're going to do before we add that is add another block and get our trapdoors in, because we all know how spicy it is to stand on a campfire, and we don't want to do any of that right now. So let's put them in. Then we're going to add in our wall first, just so it's a little bit easier and we don't get as spicied up. Pop that there, pop on your campfire, and you're away with it. So let's grab some sleep and get into detailing on this currently not very good chimney. So first, what you want to do is thicken it up a little bit. So you can use cobblestone or whatever stone you want to just thicken it up a bit across all of the sides. And you can do it to different layers and just work out how you want your chimney to look, because each chimney is going to be different. Then you're going to build it out a little bit to give it a little bit more thickness on the front side of things, and then a little bit on the sides there. Okay, now that we've got this in place, what we can do is add in the detailing. So cutting into little pieces here and there and just throwing in a stair, and also coming in, getting rid of a lot of this cobblestone and replacing it with other blocks is also a good feature to add in to most of these. And it's a little bit more difficult to get around on this one, being the fact that it's all being used up. All of this space is being used up by cobblestone at the moment, so you can't jump around as easy as you probably would like to. But just coming in, throwing in stone, andesite, all of that sort of good stuff. And what you can do to just give it a little bit more of a feel is jump off, apparently, is add in stairs where you want them, where you want it to go up slightly. So I will get this parkour down. We're just going to build up on this bit. So on here, I'm going to add a stone stair, and on this bit as well. Now they don't have to just be stone. You can add cobble stairs or whatever you want to on these bits. Plus, then going up further, obviously you can change what you're using. So if we go up a little bit more, just add in more stone variants to keep this making sense across everything. And it just adds in that little extra detail to make it look a little bit better. Then on here, stuck in a place that I didn't want to be, just add another one. Just give it that extra detail that you were looking for. Land it, nailed it, perfect. That's what I meant to do. So you can still see it looks a little bit weak on everything. So if you add in slab, not where I meant to place the slab, on top of a couple blocks, throw in a couple more stairs in places, just give it that added feel. You can still use cobble stairs or whatever you want to on any of them. Completely up to you. There you go. There's your chimney. Now, just around the bottom, throwing in a couple of slabs is always a good choice to just sort of bring the whole feel together and make it a little bit more cohesive. And I always like to throw in one stair right at the bottom with a block that's got a slab on it. Just give it that full feel. And there is our chimney out the back, a little bit more together. Let's give that a little bit more of a feel, shall we? Cap it off with one of those. And there we go. Look at that. Let's get a little bit further review. I love that. I think it looks great. Yeah, good job on that one. And there we go. That's our butchers fully done with all of the things in place now. We're basically professionals. How good are we? Well, there we go then. That is the end of today's episode. We built a butcher's house with a little butcher shop. Obviously, we will do the interior on the next episode because it's very plain in here. As we have been doing with all of the episodes. And just to let you know, going forward, this is probably the format we're going to go for. There's going to be a few changes to the format with a few designs we've come up with. But that is the end of today's episode. So I love all of your faces. And I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the like button. But I'll see you in the next episode. Good. Bye.